Good evening, ladies. And I want to welcome you guys to the first ever the Lydia Table. Um, so I'm glad that you're on here with me, and whether you're sipping tea at your table like me, or you're just sitting in your car listening on your way somewhere running errands, I do want to welcome you. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Jasmine, and I am an absolutely Jesus loving chick who helps other women grow their businesses globally and to glorify God while they're doing it. So, if you haven't already, I do want you to go ahead and like the page so you don't miss any episodes that we are doing weekly. Um, so, just so you know, our tagline here at the Lydia Table is Be the Lighthouse, Grow the Business, and Impact the World. And that's exactly what we're going to do. One faith rooted, practical, and encouraging to you, one conversation at a time. So if you haven't already, go ahead and share this with a sister who's been talking about starting something new, and they just need some guidance while you're watching. So I wanted to start with the one character in the Bible who started this whole live. And if you don't already know, in Acts chapter 16, verses 11 through 15, we meet this very cool lady. Her name's Lydia. And I can't do it justice, so I'm just going to read it to you. It says, From Troas we put out to sea and sailed straight to Samothrace, and the next day we went to Neapolis. From there we traveled to Philippi, a Roman colony and the leading city of that district of Macedonia, and we stayed there several days. On the Sabbath we went outside the city gate to the river, where we expected to find a place of prayer. We sat down and began to speak to the women who had gathered there. One of those listening was a woman from the city of Thyatira named Lydia, a dealer in purple cloth. She was a worshiper of God. The Lord opened her heart to respond to Paul's message. When she and the members of her household were baptized, she invited us to her home. If you consider me a believer in the Lord, she said, come and stay at my house. And she persuaded us. So one thing that Lydia was, it says that she opened her heart to the Lord, opened her heart to Paul's message. Lydia was a businesswoman, for those of you that don't know, but she was also a worshiper of God and someone who opened her home and her resources for kingdom purposes. I love that before she opened her business to the world, her heart was first opened to the gospel. And ladies, that is our blueprint. Before we talk about strategies for business and offers and email list or anything else that I get questions about on a daily basis, we have to open our hearts to the gospel. We have to listen to God's message and our mission, or his mission for our lives. So I want you, before we do that, I want you to think about, what is God calling you to respond to in this season? Is it the dream you've been putting off? Is it starting the business that you keep talking about to your friends and family, but nothing has happened? Or is it serving your family in a way that multiplies your giftings and your income? So I highly suggest taking out a journal or a sheet of paper and writing that down. Or you can even drop it in the comments. I believe I'm being called to, and what you believe you're being called to. And once you do that and think through that, you can begin to clarify your God-given business vision. Because if you don't know what God's vision is for your business, you're going to be doing things that are not in alignment with him and will not glorify him. So let's bring clarity to your calling. So here's a simple 3-part framework to start shaping your business through a biblical lens. Number 1, what is your mission? So I ask the question to my ladies all the time, your mission, who are you called to serve? Now, you're called to serve everybody as a Christian in a manner of speaking, but who are you specifically called to serve? I want you to think about Lydia. She served her household and her community with her business. So, who are the women that God is putting on your hearts? Is it moms? Is it teachers? Is it other entrepreneurs? Is it travelers? Is it widows or women in ministry? Who is your audience? Who are you looking at? Who are you called to serve? Who has God put on your heart to serve? And you can serve them better than anyone else. So, and once you have clarified who your person is that you're serving, who is that woman that is on your heart, the next thing that we want to look at is your message. Your message is, what transformation are you called to deliver? All of us have different skill sets that we're good at. If so, the promise that your brand will offer. For example, I help women start home-based travel businesses that honor their faith and fund their freedom. So, what is your message? What are you sharing with other ladies? And finally, your method. How will you deliver it? How will you be different than other people who are doing the exact same thing that you are? Maybe that's through a digital product. Maybe you coach. Maybe you do group travel. Maybe you do workshops. Maybe you have a boutique, or you have a service-based business. You don't have to have all the answers right now, but I just want you to listen to the nudges as God is sharing those with you as you journal and reflect. So take some time and write those answers down to those 3 M's: your mission, your message, and your method. And that will be the seed of your vision. And I want you to keep it somewhere sacred, somewhere that you can easily find it. And if you're, like many of us, you're wondering, okay, you said global, so how does that work? Because I know I'm supposed to serve God globally, but how do I do that? Well, for some of us, travel is more than vacation. It's a response to a calling, whether it's a retreat, a mission trip, or a dream trip that's been on your heart for years. That can be a catalyst for your purpose. And if you're longing to make travel a part of your life or your business, stay tuned, because I'll be sharing some different opportunities for you that you can explore that option as well. So what do I want you to take away from this? I'm going to give you a challenge for the week. Your challenge is to ask the Lord to open your heart, just like Lydia did. And I want you to ask for a fresh clarity of what your mission is. What is your message, and what is your method? And if this stirred something in you, I'd love to hear about it, your mission, your message, and your method. So drop, I'm being called to this. Or if you don't want to comment, go ahead and DM me. I'd love to hear those. And if you'd like a guide, I'd be happy to look into that with you. Just stay with me, because I'm going to open up a mentorship program in a little bit, and I want you to be a part of that if that's what you feel called to. So next week, we're actually going to look at the Proverbs 31 woman as a business blueprint, and why she might have been a little more entrepreneurial than you realized. So I do want to thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you have a great night, and stay tuned next week. I look forward to it.